Hi there, Pipeline Girl here. So we've hit that time of year. We've now had a couple of hard frosts, some snow, rain. We've had everything this last week. And my dahlias are completely blackened off by frost. So I really need to get them out of the ground. They should have been insulated enough down in the soil to be good tubers. They shouldn't have frozen down in the soil yet. But I do need to get them dug out before we get anything any colder. And it's a beautiful day today. I think it's like 15 degrees. So it's a good day to get that done. So I'm going to dig these tubers up. Like I said, we've had a lot of moisture in the last few days here. So they'll probably be wet. So I'll just be sticking them in a bucket with some good airflow, like a basket, to get them hardened, dried out just a little bit. You don't want them dry, but you don't want to put them away sopping wet. So I'll dig them up, put them out to dry, and I have a few in pots that I need to dig out of the pots. The pots are in my shed, hopefully a little bit more protected in there and hopefully not as wet. So we'll see if I'll be able to just store those straight away today or if they're going to need to be dried out as well. But the main goal is just to get them dug up today, and I can deal with storing them later once I get them protected from the cold weather that is imminent now. So I thought I'd bring you along. I have lots of videos on how to store your dahlia tubers, so I don't think this video will be, completely about how to store them. Just kind of a reminder that if you're in zone 3 like I am, or somewhere where you're getting those hard frosts and you still have dahlias out in the ground, you need to get them cleaned up. So it's just something I need to get done today, so let's get to it. So I'm just going to try and cut them back. They should be tied to stakes, so I'm going to try and get them off the stakes and then cut back all the shoots to just above the ground level here. And it looks like that's all of them. Pop those out of my way. Stake out of my way. And here's the tag. I'm going to need that in a minute, so put it where I don't lose it. So I'm just trying to move some of the mulch back. And then I'll try and dig a good distance away from where the growth is. Try not to hit the tuber. In here, see if I can see the tuber at all. Yeah, there it is. Oh, and it was way out here. Hope I didn't poke it. Looks okay. Soil is damp, but not as wet as it could have been. The worm will leave you behind. So I'm just trying to get the excess soil removed. I'll try and leave as much of that behind without damaging the tubers. It's quite damp, but not mucky wet, at least. It's our clay soils that we have here. It can get pretty mucky. There's some nice big tubers. You'll have to look back and see if I have photos of what they looked like when I planted them, because I'm pretty sure they didn't look like this. That's good. So these would be able to be divided, and once they're dry, it'll be easier to see. You can come in and divide them. You just have to look for a growth point. Oops. So you would need one of these roots for sure, but then you need to find a growth point coming off of it. I don't know how well you can see, but there's a growth point right there on that one. So you could take this and cut it back here and have that growth tip with this. There's more over here, so I'm going to just be careful because it looks like I've knocked a couple off here. But I find it's easier to divide them in the spring and find those growth points then. So I'm just looking to see that I'm not taking any slugs or anything with this. And then I'm just going to set it in a tray for now. It'll be fine to just set out for right now. Oh, but I want to put my tag on. So I just need to get the tag on this. And what I find easiest to do, because dahlias, as they kind of cure a little bit, the stems in that will dry out and they can really shrivel up. So if you just wrap your wire around the stem like that, you might wind up with it falling off, because this small piece might come loose. So I find it easiest, and we'll see, because this isn't great wire, if I can get through here. I'm gonna have to go get something to stab that with. Where did I put the tag? Okay, so I just grabbed a landscape staple. Just need something that can poke it. Hopefully you can see there, it's kind of shadowy. So I just try and find a spot on the tuber that I can poke through that's not going to take out any eyes or growth points. And then I've been finding with these wires, because I actually wired the ones that I still have in pots already. I found it. This wire's really thin. Need to get some better wire here. Usually I could get it to go through with a staple. This one's not going to do that. See if I can go through from the other side. Where's that hole? Oh, there we go. Just get it through there. Don't want to lose that. Now where did I put the tag? And then I just have these tags, and this one's just labeled Cafe au Lait. These came in a mixed pack I bought this spring, and this was a bad year for dahlias, so they didn't all flower for me before frost hit. So for now, all I know is this is some sort of a Cafe au Lait. I think this one was starting to form some cream colored flowers on it, but I'm not entirely sure. But there, it's tagged on there right through the stem, so that's not going anywhere. And just leave it to dry out. And I wasn't expecting these roots to be this big, so all I brought to put them in was this little basket. So I'm gonna be having to get something else, but we'll stick it in there for now. This isn't their final space, so. All right, let's get another one out. Okay, so I managed to break off a couple of tubers on this one. This one here looks like it might have some growing tips. This one's actually rotten and mushy. This one might have some growing. Yeah. I don't know whether you can see that, but there's growing tip right in there, I'm pretty sure. So we'll save that. And this one's just empty. And this one's just snapped completely off. Actually looks hardened off, so I'm wondering if it went in the ground like that. We'll just leave it. So these, I'm going to try and set these two, you know, I'll wrap them in newspaper or something to store them, and I'll label the newspaper because I don't want to stick a tag right through the root like this, but I do think these might sprout for me next year. And I'm quite certain that this one bloomed in a pinky color, so I'm just going to put pink like this on the tag for it. I've never come across when they do this, I'm like, is this some sort of a club root? Never heard of that. I'm going to have to do some research on that. Both of these have that on it. For now, I'm just going to wrap them in this wire, this one, and like I said, if they dry out, they probably won't stay in there, but that'll just keep them together for right now while I'm doing this today. All right, I have 2 more to do. So this one's going to be a bit in the shadows. Kind of hard to show you because there's a hydrangea right here, and then there's echinacea all around it, and some other plants. So it's kind of tucked back in here. That. This one had a couple in here too, so let's lift them up. Look at them. And you can see some, I dug up some daffodils and different bulbs while I was in here, but I'll just stick them back in. I'm not even super worried about getting them pointing the right way. They'll figure it out. These are the pieces that came off, and I was thinking this one was no good, but actually this is where it attached. And it looks like there might be, I don't know if I was holding that in the camera, I kind of think this is where it was attached. And it might be some growth points on there. So I might just keep this one too. I can't tell with this one, so we'll save it for now, but it might wind up being no good. And I can't even tell which end is which on this one. And there might be a growth point right there. And there. Maybe some there. So we'll see. We'll keep those again. So I need to get this tagged. There, one left. That flower bed's looking empty now. Those dinner plate dahlias take up a lot of real estate. So I have one left right here. So let's get it dug up. Must be the parent too, where it's split and hollow. Just, let's see if I can just break it right out right now. Alright. So this will be my last one here. Just gonna cut these stems down a bit shorter. And I know that this one was cream, so just put cream in there. Okay, so I have those 4 clumps of tubers dug up there that were in the ground. And like I said, I'm just going to leave them for probably a day, maybe 2, just in my garage where it's like, 15, 20 degrees Celsius, just so they can dry out just a little bit, so not too wet when I put them away. Then I'll come back through and cut off all these extra fine roots and things. And I'll just pack them in these buckets. I'll lay a towel or something in here and then put some perlite and then a tuber and then more perlite and cover them up, and they'll go in a cool place above freezing, but ideally below 15 Celsius, and that's where they'll stay for the winter. So now I need to go dig the ones out of my pots. So I'm gonna go do that and get that job done. There's lots of lawnmowers and things starting up here, so I think we'll just leave that where it is, unless I come across anything really interesting when I'm digging the ones out of the pots. It'll just be basically the same process, just hopefully easier because they're in pots. I'll be labeling the same way and everything. So hope you found this interesting. Maybe it gave you a reminder to go get those dahlias dug up. And like I said, if you're wondering how to store them and you want a little bit more in-depth, just check out my summer flowering bulbs playlist, and that should help you to know when to put them away, how to put them away, and how to take care of them in storage, and what to do when it's time to get them growing again. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.